So how many of you seen this? It surfaced a few hours ago or yesterday. And what you're looking at, these dogs are terrorizing the community. They come out on to the roof of the home and bark at people. They're a nuisance to the whole community. Several calls have been made about them, and nobody lives in this home. It's an abandoned home. But the people who used to live there, the people who left the dogs there, they still come back to the home from time to time to feed the dogs. So the owners are not even there. Yet they left the dogs behind to continue to terrorize the community.
Springfield tonight, a troubling story about dogs left in an abandoned house on North Main Street. Those dogs have been walking out onto that second-story roof, and that is worrying neighbors. Color 10's Jared Henry is live tonight after speaking with the dogs' owners as well as neighbors.
Yeah, I got here late this evening where I immediately saw those 3 dogs on the roof of the building behind me. During my time here, those dogs were going in and out of the second-story window. I also spoke with many of the people that live in the area, and they tell me those dogs have been up there for days.
Every time I drive by, the dogs are outside. This one right here is always outside. Nobody lives in this house.
Throughout the afternoon, passerbys and concerned animal lovers stopped at the house on North Main Street to look at 3 dogs standing on the roof and going in and out of a second-story window. This left many wondering where the dogs' owners were. Kelsey Richardson lives in the area and says she knows the neighborhood is concerned.
They're just abandoning these dogs. Everyone out here is called in. The dogs need help, man. And it's like nobody cares.
I also spoke with a friend of the family that lived in the house. She tells me the house...
Do y'all think the dogs need help? They seem just fine to me.
House was abandoned because there was no heat, and the family's new residence does not allow animals.
Look at the mange. Just disease-ridden. These things generate all the diseases that they get vaccinations for. They don't catch it from other things. They're just nasty.
She also told me the family has been coming back to take care of the dogs.
You hear that? The family has been coming back to take care of the dogs. So they're coming over to feed them, give them water, and to keep them in good enough shape to terrorize the community. And then they leave.
Family has been coming back to take care of the dogs. A short time later, the family that lived in the house did show up. They were very upset with the situation and would not say anything on camera. Animal Control did tell me that they have been to the house and are now following protocol, which involves posting a notice on the door and then getting a warrant if necessary. Richardson says it's been difficult to see the dogs in that situation.
I love animals.
What situation? They got food, water, and shelter. What are you talking about?
So yes, it was very emotional. These dogs are just crying for help.
No. They're threatening everybody they see. They stand there right now barking at you and the journalist and the cameraman. Look at how delusional she is. And that's the same case with all these dog lovers. They always do this. They always project the dogs as the victims, when all the dogs do is threaten everybody that they see and terrorize the community. I don't know. What is that? Cognitive dissonance? You're going to call these things barking and threatening people a cry for help, yet in other situations you take it as a threat? See, when that dog is right in front of you barking, you don't call that a cry for help. What are you talking about? See, that's what I'm talking about with these delusional dog lovers. This is also a story that surfaced a few hours ago. And this disproves everything she just said.
A man in Midtown tells Action News 5 he is having problems with his neighbor's dog after months of complaints, multiple attacks, and a call to the district attorney's office. He feels like he is out of options. Griffin Demaray talked to that man and explains what's going on.
For Dan Ball, something as simple as just walking outside his back door can cause a little anxiety. Because behind this fence, there's a group of dogs that aren't exactly man's best friend.
I felt like I was in a 70s horror film, and these animals won't leave me alone. And you can see all the patching, just everything I could find, really, chicken wire and bags of things. And
Dan Ball has gotten creative when it comes to keeping these dogs.
So, is this dog, this inbred mutant, right now crying out for help too? Or is that a threat? What are you talking about?
When it comes to keeping these dogs
go home. Go home.
Off his property.
They were just cute dogs to me at first.
Cute dogs? Is this a former dog lover? Forced to look at them and deal with them for what they are, rather than this delusional perception, this manufactured dog. Now he crying for help.
Until one of them bit through my fingernail.
Ball's nail took a year to heal.
That took a year to heal? Why? Because of how toxic dog saliva is. That's why I'm not accepting a bite from one of these mutants. Not even a nip. This took a year to heal.
And the dogs continued to grow, and the fence
is this dog crying out for help?
Just couldn't hold up. That led to things getting much worse. Last November, he was walking to his car when he says he was attacked again.
One of them's barking at me, the other three got behind me, and I backed up and fell over them onto the ground, and that's when they swooped in and started chewing on me.
Okay, so those same barking dogs, as soon as they got a chance, attacked him. But yet she says they're crying for help.
And I was screaming for help and nobody was around, and somehow I got back up on
those dogs on the roof were the same types of dogs these are. They had water, food, and shelter. All the energy they need to terrorize people.
Feet, and I just ran for the house, and because I didn't have a weapon or anything.
Ball's legs were mauled. It reached the point to where he was scared to even leave his house. After that attack, he and the dog owners went to court, where the man was ordered he could no longer own dogs anymore, but that did not last long.
The judge wound up revoking his ability to own animals in Shelby County, and this was just back in August. And a month later, I heard dogs over there.
Did you hear that? They told his neighbor that he's no longer allowed to own dogs, and then the judge reversed it.
The judge wound up revoking his ability to own.
He and the dog owners went to court, where the man was ordered he could no longer own dogs anymore, but that did not last long.
The judge wound up revoking his ability to own animals.
How about that? Now, we've seen this before, where that other nutter had multiple charges removed from his record. Nutters working together. The nutter judge working with the nutter. You can't own dogs anymore. And then a month later, oh, we think you learned your lesson now. Now you can own dogs. Team Nuttery.
In Shelby County, and this was just back in August. And a month later, I heard dogs over there and soon realized they were his.
It was not until Ball took to social media where he felt like things finally stopped, and now it has been 4 days since he's heard any barking, and he's hoping that
he had to go to social media.
4 days since social media where he
was attacked by neighbors' pit bulls twice in 1 week. Spent the last year working with the attorney to resolve the situation. Now dealing with an illness. The dog owner gave his name and address. He didn't follow the rules laid down by the judge and was stripped of his rights to own dogs several months ago. However, he now has new pit bulls in his backyard, and they are again busting through my fence, terrorizing me, my tenant, my feral cats, and my neighbors. This is in November. He made this post. See, I would have dealt with it different. But it looks like he's got results.
Where he felt like things finally stopped, and now it has been 4 days since he's heard any barking, and he's hoping that continues.
No, it won't. 4 days? No. So now he's armed.
I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt his animals. I just want him to leave.
Yeah. Now you want him to leave. Sounds like you hate dogs, buddy. You don't want them around. You don't want them to exist next door to you. Okay? That's human nature. When it comes to these inbred mutant parasites, they are our worst enemy.